Welcome to Besiege Bots, the real home of robotic combat in Besiege. In this episode, we begin the round of 16 with the Superheavyweights who have shown just how destructive this weight class can be already, so this promises to be an action-packed episode. In our opening contest, we see one of Besiege Bot's oldest teams, Mist Inc., take on one of our two rookies from this tournament, Team Pain Squared, in what promises to be an explosive matchup of dangerous spinners. Then, in the main event, we have a grudge match between Team Yeetior and 999 Robotics, who have faced off against each other in previous tournaments many times, always in exciting matchups of driving skill. Aurora bounced back from a narrow loss in its rumble by tearing apart Tiger Shark to take a KO win. Here in the round of 16, they find themselves up against Unholy, who they faced in their rumble, and this time will look to finish what they couldn't in that fight for another KO win. Unholy was also competitive in the same rumble, and likewise managed to bounce back with a win over Adamoya by Uda. In this fight, they will look to show they are the much more dangerous bot in a 1v1 fight and stop Aurora from getting to their treads long enough to win by KO or Uda. We kick things off with the first fight of episode 9 here, as we see a rematch from the Rumble stage, as Aurora takes on Unholy, the big shredded bot. Lost out in the Rumble. Aurora was closer to winning the decision, I believe. It was only 2 points separating them, though. So it was a very good fight in the prelims, so we'll see how this one goes. It should be pretty destructive based on that fight, as Unholy's wedge starts to lose some steering hinges, so some of the support... And there goes the left wedge. Wow, that was a big hit from Aurora there. Ooh, and now the right wedge and one of the treads on that right side. Ooh, Aurora out to an early lead over Unholy. So they landed another hit on one of the tread pods, but didn't break it off. That's quite surprising. Like I said, Aurora did end up 2 points ahead of Unholy in the Rumble judgment, so Team Mist Inc. will definitely be looking to... Ooh, as one of their big cogs gets flung off. That's definitely not good for Aurora. Aurora... Ooh, and the rest of that drive pod gets destroyed. Aurora gonna have a really tough time driving now. Now Unholy probably ahead on damage. Has taken more damage overall, but those drive pods are quite weak on Aurora, as Unholy loses one of its wings now. Wow, this is a destructive fight already. This is a bit of a cripple fight, but Unholy just muscling its way across the arena to try and get more shots on Aurora. Very good composure from Team Pain Squared, one of our rookie teams, to just keep the aggression going while they have Aurora on the ropes. Ooh, and another big hit there, but end up flipping themselves over. They're gonna have to self-right. Good self-right there. Aurora kind of stuck over in the red corner for a little bit. Both bots walking their way towards each other. Aurora needing to crab walk, but they're doing a pretty good job of it, Mist Inc. Crab walking with a cog wheel could be quite hard. Cog wheels don't have very much traction compared to normal wheels, so it's quite impressive that they're driving as well as they are. Ooh, they almost let Unholy get near that drive pod, but they managed to turn around in time. Ooh, another big hit. This is genuinely very devastating. It'll be interesting to see if it goes to the judges, how the judges would score it. Unholy's probably starting to take the lead on aggression. Probably already did. Ooh, and they take the other drive pod off. I think Aurora is KO'd. I don't think they can move like that. Yeah, that last cog isn't touching the ground. At least not enough to move it. And that's going to be time. Unholy wins by KO. Aurora's eliminated from Slammathon, and our rookies move on to the quarterfinals. Congratulations to Team Pain Squared. Creep had a dominant showing in its Rumble, toying with its treaded opponents before throwing them both out of the arena. The Institution of Insanity once more find themselves up against the United Lunch Alliance in what is quickly becoming a rivalry of sorts, with each team holding a win over each other from Spring Bash Cup. Unstable Isotope struggled to make an impact in its Rumble, but rebounded with a quick KO win over Aurora. In this fight, the United Lunch Alliance will be looking to get another KO and move ahead 2-1 in their fights against the Institution of Insanity. Now we're on to fight number 2 as Creep, early out of the gates, charges at Unstable Isotope. Both bots losing a blade, Creep loses another one there, a couple of teeth. Last fight was a destructive match. This could also be quite destructive. Creep has a lot of power, but ooh, they take a hit to that back chassis, which they really don't want. Their back chassis not real durable. Oh, they're under the back of Unstable Isotope and a big flip. Unstable Isotope kind of hit itself and kept the momentum going and ends up going over the high wall. Very impressive Uda from Creep, who move on to the quarterfinals, and Unstable Isotope is eliminated. Foxglove made it into the round of 16 after winning a judgment in a hard-fought match against Requiem. In this fight, they take on a fearsome Shell Spinner and Koutetsujou and will look to close the distance quickly to disable their opponent's weapon as fast as possible and get a KO of their own. Koutetsujou won in its Rumble in decisive fashion, taking out both its opponents by KO. In this matchup, they'll look to repeat that success, and as long as Team Wasted Potential's weapon can get up to speed, it is probably the most destructive weapon in the tournament. Now we're underway with fight number 3, Foxglove out of the gate heavy, but Koutetsujou keeps spinning in midair. Probably smart for them. They kept that weapon momentum up, and it gets spun up, and Foxglove gets smashed into the wall. They're trying to self-right, but oh, they should have turned the spinner off temporarily. Their chassis flexed the spinner into the back section and ripped itself off. They still have a little mobile piece in the arena, but this fight seems like a foregone conclusion. Koutetsujou hasn't taken the damage that it did in its Rumble. It's gonna have to smack that weapon out of the way at some point, but it seems like they're hesitant to do so in case they blow up or something. They've got it out of the way now, and they send the mobile piece out of the arena. Koutetsujou with one of the most devastating KOs I think we've ever seen in Besiege tournament history. That last piece just being counted out there. Probably be counted out in about a second here, and there it is. Koutetsujou wins by KO and moves on to the quarterfinals in very scary fashion, and Foxglove sadly eliminated. Metallica came through its Rumble, winning a close split decision over the two bots that fought in the first fight of this episode. Team Meteor have their work cut out for them in this matchup though, as they take on the bot that finished runner-up in both previous Super Heavyweight tournaments, including eliminating Team Meteor in the semi-finals of Spring Bash Cup 2019. On the other side of this fight, Tamarind came through the Rumble with a convincing win over Black Hole after Warp Drive was thrown Uda by their opponent. In this matchup between two of BesiegeBot's best teams to have never won a tournament crown, 999 Robotics will be looking to show that in this weight class they still stand above Team Meteor as they aim for another shot at the title. And now for the main event of this evening, as we have 999 Robotics taking on Team Meteor, Tamarind, the runner-up at both previous Super Heavyweight tournaments. Metallica with some good flips early though. Good job from Team Meteor. Really haven't had a great placing in a tournament since finishing runner-up in their debut tournament all the way back in 2018 at Heavyweight Havoc. Tamarind getting under from the front. It seems like Metallica's blades on the flipper arm are actually gone, so it's going to have a lot of trouble getting that flipper involved. It's going to have to out-wedge with the outer blades and then get Metallica up high enough to bring the flipper arm into play. Doing a good job here, though. They might be able to get a flip if they can just push in. Couldn't quite do it. Ooh, as Tamarind goes for a flip with those top prongs. Metallica trying to self-right. Having a bit of difficulty, but Tamarind getting in there. I think broke one of their own blades off by slamming into the wall. Both these bots incredibly fast. Two good driving teams. I would say 999 Robotics perhaps more known for their good driving, but definitely good drivers Team Meteor. Also, the driver for Team Meteor tends to be the mini-bot driver for Team Mistakes Are Made with Stance Attack. So they definitely drive well, as seen in previous fights in this tournament where Stance Attack's mini-bot was able to really get in and annoy other opponents like Brown Recluse. Good driving there. Tamarind getting a lot. Tamarind's probably out wedging more often, but when Metallica does get under, it's able to get a good throw. It looks like perhaps one of the pneumatics is damaged. No, it's not damaged. No, never mind. It's just a visual bug with the springs, unfortunately. It can make it look like the pneumatics damaged, but it seems the pneumatics actually fine. That is a weird visual bug if you see it on the right side of Metallica's flipper, I believe, where the springs don't look like they're attached to the thing that they're actually attached to, which is the pneumatic. Ooh, and they throw Tamarind hard enough into the wall to break one of those wheel stacks off. Very impressive flipping power from Metallica. Both these bots have had a lot of time poured into them to get them to tournament status. Ooh, good flip from Metallica. Ooh, and Tamarind just goes over the wall. Wow. That is a big upset for Team Meteor, who move on to the quarterfinals by eliminating Tamarind, who was one of the favorites to potentially go all the way to the finals. Tamarind's eliminated and Metallica moves on. Very impressive. That's it for this episode. Our 4 bots heading into the quarterfinals are Unholy, Creep, Koutetsujou, and Metallica. Unfortunately, we also have to say goodbye to Aurora, Unstable Isotope, Foxglove, and Tamarind. In the next episode, we'll kick off the Beataway Bracket round of 16. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, and consider subscribing. If you're interested in joining our community, follow the Discord link in the description. And from everyone in the Besiege Bots Discord, have a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon.